Hi friend, welcome back to my channel. Don't mind me and my cold. I sound worse than I am, but I figured despite how I sound, I would go ahead and do my latest trash talk before the bucket becomes unwieldy. So let's go ahead and chat. We'll start with hair products because I have quite a few. In an interesting turn of fate, tell me global warming's a thing without telling me, it has very much, despite the straight hair today, been hair curling season for 6 weeks longer than it normally is. I have had so many days in September where it is in the mid 70s and it is humid and muggy, and I'm in a school built in the 70s, so we have no air circulation, no air conditioning, and it is just rough on us here in New England, that I have been basically scrunching my hair. Hair curling season has just lingered. So that has resulted in me using up 3 of my hair curling products. 2 are the Way Wave Spray. As I've mentioned previously, I do not like the repackaging. I don't like the new sprayer. I've actually just been dumping these into the old spray bottle. What's interesting though, that they did increase the price, I think by a couple of dollars, but they also have increased the amount. So I can't just like fully dump one in. I kind of have to get almost like down to the last bottom here and then use it up a little bit and then dump it in. But I've gone through 2. And I really do believe they've also changed the formula. It is not as foolproof as it once was, which is irritating. So I feel like I'm having to use more spray than I previously did. So even though they've given me 6 ounces, it's still equating to the same number of uses because I'm having to use more product to make it as foolproof. So don't love. I'm not sure I'm going to keep buying it. We will see. But the odds are kind of playing out in their favor because I did try what CVS had to offer me, and I tried the Bedhead Salty Not Sorry Epic Texturizing Salt Spray for Undone Looks. So many words. This, first off, isn't that inexpensive for being at CVS, so it's not like I'm saving oodles of money by buying it, but this just really wasn't that effective. Like, yes, it would help hold my curl, but it would only get me like halfway through the day, and I would be spraying a ton of it, and it's very scented. So if choosing between this or Way, I picked the Way one, but it's rough out there. I'm hoping that I haven't gotten to it yet. I'm not sure I will. I'm hoping we'll actually get a fall season here in New England, but the Lazy Jane spray from Eva NYC, that has also been repackaged. So I'll be curious what that one is like. That one is cheaper and it does tend to go on steep sale at Ulta from time to time. So hopefully that one proves good. And even if I have to buy it for full price, it's still cheaper than Way, but I'm not thrilled. I'm not thrilled about what's happening right now in the hair curling products. Last thing I have in hair care is the Sun Bum Hair Mask. This is the deep conditioning hair mask enriched with coconut oil, sunflower seed extract, and banana fruit extract for all hair types. This felt like just conditioner to me for the coarseness and thickness of my hair, which like I'm so overdue for a haircut. It's not even funny. It just was fine. I won't buy this again. I just bought it because I needed to bump me over at CVS when I was doing a Sun Bum purchase for a certain like coupon kickback, but I wouldn't buy it again. I ended up using it, I think like 3 uses, which also not cool for the type of packaging it is. So I'm not going back for it, but I used it. It exists. Let's talk some body care. That's not Bath and Body Works body care, shall we? So I went to Disney over the summer as a woman who did not bring her children. I went down for my sorority for their convention because I'm a voting delegate. And I went down a couple of days early so that me and my sorority sister could just do the Disney thing. And it was glorious to be there as Disney adults with no children in the blazing Orlando heat. But I did keep 2 of my body products from the hotel. I used up their sea salt bath soap. Fine, nothing to write home about. And then I used up the sea salt body lotion. Texturally, love it. The scent of it was also just okay, but really and truly, this lasted a long time for being just 2 fluid ounces. So I did enjoy that. It was fun. Again, texturally, it was really, really nice. And then we have 2 other body care. One comes from Ben. It's the Lubriderm Dermatologist Developed Daily Moisture Lotion for all skin types, fragrance free. That is like the saddest, most boring body lotion product I've ever come to see. He was going through a Costco like craze for a bit there where he was just buying everything from Costco. And I was like, don't buy this sad lotion again. And this was just like the fun little partner that came with this ginormous one that he is still working on. So we had an intervention. We talked about it. He will not disservice us again by buying this not pleasant, even scented body lotion. But again, it exists. He used it. We're moving on. I have this from Goose Creek. This is the Weekend Getaway. I was trying to manifest this to be Endless Weekend, and it's just not. I really didn't like this. I bought this when it was like super, super discounted, and I was like, oh, they have body care? Like, okay, let me just give it, I'm not making a purchase, let me just give it a try. No. The scent is so like artificial, fake, synthetic, like not great. The texture is just meh. By a miracle, I got myself to use this. I'm not going back for more. I have written off Goose Creek lotions. I suggest you do as well. Stick with their candles. Candles are great. I have a few skincare items. So I have the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Makeup Melting Cleansing Balm. So delightful, so great. Definitely recommend. It's in my top 2. It's this or vanilla are the ones that I'm always repurchasing. Then I have the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. Strange that it says that twice. This was a part of the Sephora birthday gift. It was slim pickings for me this year. I just picked this one because I was like, well, it has the beloved like lip balm. Let me just give it a try. Oh my gosh, this is meant for people who have like a Sahara desert kind of face. This is not meant for anyone near me. I actually was using it. Granted, it's supposed to be a hydration mask, but it's one of those ones that you can leave on or wash off. And so I was using it as a neck cream. I was having to like work the smallest amount into my neck because it's just so thick. Nope, would never purchase. And then another holy grail. This is my daytime under eye cream. It's the Good Molecules Yerba Mate Wake Up Eye Gel. Stuff's great, super cheap, love it. Very hydrating for my dry under eyes. Then we've got some body scrubs. I've got 2. I have the Tree Hut Raspberry Fizz Sugar Scrub. Very, very nice. And then I also have my Dr. Teal's. This was the shea butter and almond oil. I don't know. I feel like I liked the scent of this on cold more than I actually liked it in the shower. The scrub was just as good as Tree Hut, which takes a lot for me to say. So I would say I would repurchase Dr. Teal's if it were a scent I liked. But this one and the one that I'm currently using, the rose one, I just am not loving them in scent application. And knowing that Tree Hut has so many good go-to scents all the time, I probably wouldn't test out Dr. Teal's again unless I was in a Walmart and I could smell them. But even then I might question it because on cold, those smell good. But I just not loving them so much in person. And then I have the Shark Attack Aloe Skin Gel. This is basically aloe for all intents and purposes. And so I was originally trying to save this to use on days where my skin either felt a little bit like parched or even a little bit sun-kissed, but that fortunately didn't really happen for me throughout the summer. So I finally just was like, just like use it, just get yourself to use it and be done with it. And I finally did. This was the very last thing that came in that $10 massive fortune cookie soap declutter that I bought. And it was still smelling good. It still worked fine. It's not a product that I would buy on its own. So I'm happy that it's gone because it was, again, the oldest thing that I had from a purchase of, I don't know how old those products were in total. So again, I'm happy Fortune Cookie Soap has survived their difficult times and they're back up and running and doing beautifully. And I will support them by buying other products of theirs that I love. Okay, final thing to talk about would be nails. We need to talk about a nail brand that I tried for the first time and am angered about. So I don't know about you. I have been like accosted by the Olive and June press-on nails for probably the better part of a year. They are always on the end cap of Target when I walk by. Their nails always pull me in, but I'm either written off by the shape or the fact that they don't have the sticky adhesive on them, which I do believe either Dashing Diva or Impress has a patent for. So I can't necessarily fault everyone for it, but like, I'm just not gonna lie to you. I do not think press-on nails with just the glue and not the adhesive last very well. I'm also very hard on my nails. So I was walking by and in a moment of desperation, needing to get nails, I was headed towards the Impress nails because of course I was, and I saw that they had these super stick mani press-ons, no glue needed. And I was like, wait a second, what have they accomplished? I am intrigued. Now the shape, still not exactly my style, but not terrible, not terribly bad. And the color was good. So I was like, let me check it out. In fairness, they sincerely advertise what you are getting. I just did not look on the back. Here's what you have to do. You have to rip the adhesive off of this sort of circle panel that fits for your nail, and then you stick it on here, and then you stick the nail on top of it. Let me tell you, it took me close to an hour to put the nails on. I can put these on in maybe 10 minutes. And it was difficult and clunky and unpleasant. And then they didn't last that long. They took like a couple of days before one popped off, and then I glued it, and then like they were all popping off. I was so mad. And these are also more expensive for two reasons. They are just generally more expensive than Impress at face value, but I can't get two sets out of these. These are really skewed to wide nails. Like I have, how many nails do you get in here? I can't remember. 32 nails. I swear I only pulled nails from the first like sizes 1 to 8. The rest of them were huge, wide nail beds. So if that's you, that might be better for you, but no. I feel like I was duped. I am dissatisfied with this. I will not go back. It was all a whole thing. I was grumbling about it. Not how I want my press-on nails to be. With all of that said, let's talk Dashing Diva. I have these Magic Press ones. These I got from a Marshall's. These are basically like a Halloween or spooky vibe without being in your face, which I liked. I kept wanting to, because I have a lot of Halloween nails, so I kept wanting to use them, but I kept being like, it's September, Victoria. You cannot put these like ghosty ghouly nails on your fingers. It's too much too soon. So those were like a nice compromise for me. And I also can only get one set out of Magic Press nails because the Magic Press nails shorts are more like the petite version of the Impress nails. However, I tell you all of that to say I really don't think Magic Press is a line for Dashing Diva anymore. I constantly get their email blasts, and they normally when they drop like their Halloween collection, their Thanksgiving collection, winter, whatever it is, I always check, and I'm just seeing fewer and fewer, if any, nails being advertised. They're all about their like strips, their gel strips. So I don't know. I feel like they low-key have phased that out of their line, but I don't know for certain. Okay, now back to the love of my life, Impress nails. I have some old ones. I have some in the plastic packaging, which they have not had for actual years. These ones were called Bad Bad, and they were a winter nail. They were black. They had the silver glitter nails, which I rarely wear. And then for the accent on top of it, they had like a swoosh with the little gems on it that were black in the back. Very pretty. My only complaint, I will say that they aren't the greatest at longevity with their gems on their nails. Dashing Diva, they cement their gems to their nails. They never come off. The Impress ones normally pop off, and I don't really care per se because they do a nice job at least having a silver button or sticker underneath where the gem is, so it doesn't necessarily look very noticeable, but the gems were gone very soon in the process. Other ones that I have were these summer ones from a few summers ago. These were called Sundays. They had a pineapple accent nail. Surprisingly, I got a few compliments on them when I wore them, but they were just not a true style choice for me that I liked. But it was one of those moments where I was just sort of buying all the nails because I just wanted to support them. That time has ended. Then I have the My Worth, which are a French manicure. Always love me a French manicure. I've got the, from the Summer I Turned Pretty collaboration, Waves Whisper. This was interesting. They basically already had these nails, just not necessarily blended in with a blue nail. So interesting crossover. I did really like these. I didn't like the price hike that came with them as well, so I had waited for them to go on a sale, but they were a nice sort of neutral nail. And then officially, it's spooky season, y'all. I have my, from, I think this is 2 years ago. I was obsessed with these. These are the Booyah. They're their spin on ghost French manicures. The white part that you see glows in the dark. Don't mind my horrific cuticles. My hands are already drying out. I'm just not doing a very good job taking care of them, but I have hoarded these. I only had a half set, like meaning I had pulled out these and then I had to get rid of this box. I resisted Halloween nails pretty well this year, but there were a couple that came out in a second wave that I could not resist, and some of them are some more like ghosties. So I have loved these. I'm so glad I bought multiple of them and hoarded them because I think they're just a really fun, again, Halloween nail without being so aggressively like in your face and sort of kooky. So happy with them, and we're officially doing the spooky times, and hopefully I can get through half. I'm hoping for half of my Halloween nails, but we'll see because there's a lot of them. All right, that's it for me. Thank you so much for tuning in and hearing about all the things that I have finished off, and I'll catch you in my next video real soon. Bye.